In this video, I'm going to show you a fun way to memorize Bible verses. To do this the way I'm going to show in this video, you will need to download free Bible software at eSword.net, shown in the lower right of the screen here. Once you got that downloaded and installed, go up to Tools, and then click on Scripture Memory. And you'll notice you start off with a blank slate here. I'm going to start in the verse maintenance section, but let me first go over to show at startup tab here. You don't have to check it, but if you do check it, it will show up the first time you open up your software after you boot up your computer. Now, if you close your software out and open it again, it won't show up again unless you have also shut down your computer. Show at startup is literally shows up once first time you open up the software after you turn on your computer. However, that doesn't matter because you can also just go to Tools and then open it up at any time. So we're going to go to verse maintenance, and I'm going to click add. And I already know the verse I want to do. I want to do 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1 and 2. Select a category for it, and because I've already looked, I know the closest one there is going to be obedience. I'll give a hint. There we go. And then I'm going to click update. Okay, once we have this, we can go back to today's memory verse. And assuming you've memorized some here, like I have already, and we know it's 1 Peter verse 4, 1 or 2, we can test ourselves out. And when you first see it, it's going to give you the verse again. But then you click on the next tab, it's fill in the blanks. It's going to give you some words down below that you can choose from. So for as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. And you'll notice I got a green, I got it completely right. However, you have this little scale here, it goes from a light red to a dark red, and I'll just show you quickly. Also, if you just wait a moment after you get done, it will reorganize the verse and give you underlines under different spots. For as much as, and the as isn't there, for as much, but let's say I click wrong, you'll notice it goes light, and then if I were to click wrong again, it gets darker, 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 and it goes up to 5 times darker, but you can keep on going, and you'll notice it filled in the word. But let's go on to the next one. The word position gives you a list of all the words in that particular verse, and you just have to pick out the words in the right order. So double click on it, for as much, then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh. Flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that has suffered For he that has suffered in the flesh, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he should, no, that he no longer, what's the word? That he not should, huh? In the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer, there we go, no longer live, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the will, to the lust of men, but to the will of God. And obviously I got it wrong, but I can just wait a second, gives me another chance. And then you got this last tab, and it's the first letter of the word. So we'll go for as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live, that he no longer should live the rest of his time, in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God. And that's it. And you keep going through that until you have your verse memorized. It's fairly simple, easy, and enjoyable to do. I hope this has helped. If it has, about subscribing, leaving a thumbs up, leave a comment. You have a good day.